This is the Tang family courtyard, home of the richest family in the Sichuan Shaanxi region. How is this just a courtyard? It is practically a huge castle. Every day, 3,600 people worked on it at the same time, and it took 43 years to complete. Just the number of rooms alone reached more than 2,700. If you stayed in one room a day, even after 7 years, you still would not be able to finish staying in all of them. Let me quietly tell you, their family was said to have floors paved with gold, and one cabinet from their home could be exchanged for a courtyard house in Beijing. Follow me. Today, I will take you into the Tang family courtyard. I will show you a type of brick that you cannot see in many other grand courtyards across China. The surface of bricks in other large courtyards usually has almost no pattern. But when we touch the bricks here, they are as smooth as a mirror. And the seams are so perfectly fitted that not even a sheet of white paper can be inserted between them. Let's go inside and look at their floor. This is where the real essence is. At first glance, these bricks may not look very different from the bricks in other courtyards, but if you look carefully, the bricks in their home are especially delicate. Back then, when selecting the clay and making each brick, they used fine clay, dried it, mixed it, and went through more than a dozen steps. It took 2 to 3 years to make them. After they came out of the kiln, they had to go through strict selection. Out of 10 bricks, only 1 could be chosen. But actually, even that is not the most impressive part. The bricks that could be used on their walls were truly 1 in 100. After being selected, the bricks still had to be polished until they were as smooth as a mirror. Look at them. After so many years, they still remain almost the same as before. They can be compared with the golden bricks of the Forbidden City. After a family gained a powerful status and endless wealth, what they wanted most was prosperity and longevity. Look at this image. It has been here for several hundred years, yet the colors still look as fresh as new. The stone carving shows blooming peony flowers, and on both sides there are longevity ribbon birds. Can you see them? We all know that peonies symbolize wealth and nobility, while the longevity ribbon bird symbolizes long life. Look at its tail. It is especially long, and doesn't it look like the character for longevity? The whole pattern symbolizes long life. So today, I am here to wish everyone watching good health and longevity. You can type health and longevity in the comments. Here in the Tang family courtyard, we can see a very special stone. I have visited many grand courtyards, and in the middle they usually place a large water vat. So why is there a stone here? On both sides of me are the east and west wing rooms. This is called a stepping stone. When people walked back and forth through this area, it served as a place to step on. Now let's look up at the iron wire netting above. These buildings are all ancient structures. So why did they put iron wire netting here? First, it was to prevent birds from building nests inside these old buildings and damaging the architecture. Another function was to prevent thieves and protect against theft. It was truly very clever. Now let's take a look inside the Tang family courtyard. The 2 doors here do not face each other. Why is that? There is one door on this side and another door on that side, with a screen placed in the middle. Why was it arranged this way? Because in ancient belief, when 2 doors directly faced each other, one side would surely decline. If the path was too straight and direct, it was believed to be bad for the people of the household. Shaanxi is a very cold place, so how did the Tang family courtyard keep warm in the past? Let's look in this direction. Here, there is a place for making a fire, and inside the room, there is a heated Kang bed corresponding to it. But when the fire was burning, where did the smoke come out? We have looked around many places, and there is not a single chimney on the roofs of the Tang family courtyard. Their design at that time was very scientific. Come over and look at this place. This wall is double layered, and when the fire was burning, the smoke came out through here. So when the whole wall was connected in this way, the entire room became especially warm. This design was both safe and environmentally friendly. This is the priceless treasure of the Tang family courtyard. At first glance, you may not think it is anything special, but it was made from boxwood. It is said that boxwood grows only 1 inch in 1,000 years. When you touch it, it feels warm and smooth like jade. On it are carved the 24 filial exemplars, also used to teach the children of the Tang family that among all virtues, filial piety comes first. For the Tang family, going from farming to business and from business into official rank, all of it was inseparable from education. On this wall there is an exquisite brick carving. Inside the pavilion there is a scholar reading. There is also a student asking for directions, an old man pointing the way with his servant, and a guqin and books inside the large character design. Together they form a scene of seeking knowledge deep in the mountains. All of this expressed the hope that the children of the Tang family could change the fate of the family through their own hard work. This is the main upper room of the Tang family courtyard. This was where the elders of the Tang family lived. The second floor was the embroidery tower. So what did the embroidery tower look like inside? Let's go in and take a look. At that time, the young ladies of the Tang family entered the embroidery tower at the age of 13, began growing their hair at 14, and came of age at 15. But for the young ladies of the Tang family, the idea that a woman without talent is virtuous did not exist in their household. Why? Look here. In their boudoir, the young ladies of the Tang family could study music, chess, calligraphy, and painting. The room also had the 4 treasures of the study. A successful family really had a different vision. In the late Ming and early Qing period, when the world was in chaos, the old master of the Tang family moved his entire family from Shaanxi to a remote village in Shaanxi. Through hard work, he earned the first pot of gold for the whole family. Let's look at some numbers. 20,000 mu of land, 500 tenant households with more than 1,000 people, 14,000 head of livestock, and more than 300,000 jin of grain harvested every year. After many years of accumulation, the opportunity for the Tang family finally arrived. That is why people say that for a person who does great things, success must also contain a certain amount of luck. 7 parts depend on hard work, and the remaining 3 parts are decided by heaven, isn't that right? During Emperor Qianlong's 60th birthday, Tang Jingzhong finally got his chance. He spent a large amount of money and used many connections to obtain a place at Emperor Qianlong's grand banquet for the elderly. Emperor Qianlong saw that he was very good at handling affairs and unexpectedly rewarded him with an official hat button and peacock feather. Later, by the generation of Tang Tingquan, he was especially talented. Through the imperial examination system, he became a 3rd-rank official. From then on, the Tang family's business grew as if it had been given wings. Other merchants relied on collusion between officials and businessmen, but their family did not need to do that because their family had both merchants and officials. At the peak of the Tang family's business, their commercial firms spread across 13 provinces and more than 50 counties throughout the country. There was a saying used to describe them. When the horses travel to other provinces, they do not eat other people's grass. When people enter Sichuan, they do not stay in other people's inns. It meant that wherever they went, there were shops belonging to their family. If the old master of the Tang family personally went out to discuss business, he would be accompanied by a huge convoy. The people in front were responsible for clearing the way, and the people behind were responsible for security. He sat inside this carriage. This was the carriage where the old master sat at that time. Do not underestimate this carriage. It was comparable to today's Rolls-Royce. Their family had 66 carriages like this, With such grandeur when going out to discuss business, what kind of deal could not be negotiated successfully? So every day the people waiting at their gate to discuss business formed a line 2 li long. This is the horse tethering area of the Tang family, equivalent to a modern parking lot. I have visited many grand courtyards. Other families usually had 1 row of horse tethering posts, but their family had a full 4 rows. It was truly impressive. The Tang family had 60 family members and a total of 165 servants, which was almost equivalent to 3 people serving 1 person. So in the local area, there was a saying used to describe the Tang family. They were as rich as a nation. Follow me. In the next video, I will take you into the world's tallest tower shaped like 2 hands pressed together in prayer. Looking back at the Tang family courtyard, what we see is not only the wealth of one powerful family, but also a vivid example of traditional Chinese family culture. Behind these thousands of rooms, polished bricks, horse tethering posts, carved walls, and hidden architectural designs, there was a complete system of values: respect for education, filial piety, family discipline, business wisdom, and the desire to bring honor to future generations. The Tang family's rise from farming to business, and then from business into official status, also reflects an important path in Chinese history. A family could accumulate wealth through trade, but to truly protect that wealth and raise its social status, education and official rank were equally important. That is why so many details inside this courtyard are not only about luxury, but also about teaching descendants how to study, behave, honor their elders, and preserve the family's future. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed today's journey into the Tang family courtyard, please share your thoughts in the comments. In the next video, I will continue taking you to explore the world's tallest tower shaped like 2 hands pressed together in prayer. Thank you for staying with me, and I'll see you in the next video.